We have to start with that massive breaking news, and Scott Parker has been sacked by Bournemouth. This has happened in the last few minutes. Let's get some reaction from our guests this morning. We've got Kyle Walker, we've got Emma Payton, we've got Michael Bridge. And Michael, you've got that statement in front of you that Bournemouth have just released.
Yes, Tom. Look, it starts off with Maxim Demin thanking him, like to place his record, his gratitude to Scott and his team for their efforts during their time with us. Our promotion back to the Premier League last season under his tenure will always be remembered as one of the most successful seasons in our history. However, this is the key here. In order for us to keep progressing as a team and the club as a whole, it is unconditional that we are aligned in our strategy to run the club sustainably. We must also show belief in and respect for one another. Wow. That is the approach that has brought this club so much success in recent history, and one that we will not veer from now. Our search for a new head coach will begin immediately. Quite strong second paragraph, that, Tom.
Yeah, well that's it, because it kind of suggests it's not just the fact that they got lost 9-0 on Saturday. No,
exactly. Our colleague Mark McAdam, who's a Bournemouth expert, will be joining us after the break, and he's suggesting as well to me, texting me now, saying it's not just recent results. So has this been something that's been brewing for a while? We know Scott Parker's been talking in press conferences as well about transfer window, transfers not happening quick enough. So there's definitely going to be more on this during the day for sure.
Yeah, what did he say after that? Because everybody knows now what happened on Saturday, 9-0 against Liverpool. What did he say after that match, Kyle?
Well, I think we should add as well, they've also conceded 16 goals in their first opening 4 matches. We know that they won that first one on the opening day of their season for them. So for Bournemouth fans, you could say that the amount of points they've actually taken from those games, from the expected points they probably would have against the opponents, they'd be doing OK, fans would say, and other football experts would say as well. However, after that 9-0 defeat, Scott Parker wasn't shy in the post-match interviews, talking about it being a real humbling experience and one which was pretty shell-shocking, he said as well, in the sense of the result. He said, though, that he's not surprised in terms of the level that the team are playing at and the level they're playing against, and also the quality is just far greater, that being Liverpool, than what we are at the present time. He was talking about themselves and talking about what he's seen, not just in that game. He also referenced in the pre-season as well, talking about there's players in this team with huge quality, but this is the first time they're experiencing Premier League, and where we are, of course, I never would have thought we would come here and get beaten 9-0, but I expected and saw things I knew this season would be a real challenge for us in certain moments in certain games. So yeah, he was very well, not afraid to talk about that. Some would say that he was questioning the players. Some would say it was a message to the board above him about the business that's been done, or lack of business that's been done, especially when you look at Fulham, especially when you look at Nottingham Forest as well, and the sheer amount that they've spent. And for Bournemouth coming back into the Premier League, maybe they've not done enough to sustain that. And that 9-0 defeat, yes, it is against Liverpool, let's be completely honest with that, but have they done enough to stay a Premier League team towards the end of the season?
Has there been a lack of deals this summer, Emma? I know you've been looking into what they've done.
Well, it's interesting because Scott Parker said early on in the window, he came out and said that his current squad he thought was weaker than the squad that he had that got promoted. And you look at their signings in this transfer window, you can see Marcus Senesi, the centre-back who came in from Feyenoord, is their kind of biggest spender so far, £13.5 million. You've got Marcus Tavernier, who joined from Middlesbrough for £10.7 million, and then 3 players in on a free transfer. Joe Rothwell from Blackburn, you've then got the 33-year-old goalkeeper Neto from Barcelona, and then Ryan Fredericks from West Ham as well, also on a free transfer. So, you know, like I said, Scott Parker made those comments early on in the window, and he clearly thinks there hasn't been enough done. And you feel for him in a way, because 4 seasons as a manager, he's either won promotion or been relegated in those 4 seasons. He was obviously bidding to kind of end that with Bournemouth this time and stay in the Premier League. And look, this is a team that was, well, I mean, they were tipped to go down before the season had even started, hadn't they? So, you know, he desperately kind of wanted to change that narrative around him as well.